Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're thankful for nature's bounty on Yucatan as JorDan, playing as the Blue Mongols, prepares to take on the Viper, playing as the Yellow Burgundians. Now while the players herd their ample herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to feudal and castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Mongols are an incredibly fast, cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout line units have extra line of sight, their cavalry archers fire faster, and their light cav, their hussars, and their steppe lancers all come with extra HP. Now the unique unit of the Mongols is the Mangadai, a fast-firing, quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege units. Now to keep up with this very fast army on the field of battle, Mongol siege units can be upgraded to move a massive 50% faster. Now to support their military endeavors, Mongol hunters work 40% faster, and their houses can actually be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if they are destroyed by the enemy. Now opposing JorDan, we have the Viper playing as the Yellow Burgundians, an oddball civilization with some of the craziest features and upgrades in the entire game. Now militarily, the Burgundians focus primarily on their cavalry. It is the only civilization in the game to have access to cavaliers in Castle Age, and its unique unit, the Custelier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a charge attack where every 40 seconds or so, it adds an extra 20 or 25 to its attack, which is a massive boost. Now, to support their cavalry on the field of battle, Burgundian gunpowder units come with extra attack, and they have access to a second unique unit, the Flemish Militiaman. Think of this as an infantry unit somewhat similar to a champion, but with a pretty decent attack bonus against cavalry. Now, if that's still not enough for you, the Burgundians can conscript their entire civilian population by turning each and every one of these villagers into a Flemish militia and allowing even more Flemish militia to be built out of their town centers. In order to help for their giant, massive war machine, Burgundian stable techs are cheaper, their relics generate food in addition to gold, all economic upgrades are available one age earlier and cost less food, and their farmers can actually be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they till their fields. So that is the matchup we have. Two incredibly powerful civilizations, two incredibly powerful players. Take a look at the Elos at the top of your screen. 2708 for the Viper, 2734 for JorDan. Now let's take a look at their bases, see how they spawned, who is lucky, who is unlucky. Viper base, easily walled off to the east. The south, there's a giant pile of wood. We'll get into the Yucatan map in a minute, but not a terrible base, completely open to the north, the west, and the northwest. Primary gold, nice and safe, tucked away right here. Primary stone, a little bit more exposed on the high ground over here. So very important, I think, for Viper to get this high ground to make sure he can secure his gold. Now his opponent, let's take a look. I like that all the resource patches are in one kind of clump: primary gold, secondary gold, and primary stone, or maybe that's the secondary stone. Primary stone nice in the back, defended by a giant chunk of forest here. Easy to wall off the base for JorDan. A little wall off here, a little wall off there. So I think overall, JorDan is in a much better position than the Viper in terms of where his resources are located and how easily he can wall off his map. He does not have any giant openings of his map. A few wall offs here, here, and here will close off his entire map against any kind of aggression. So overall, and also remember that he's playing the Mongols. So let's take a look at the map. In case you've never seen a game on Yucatan, this is an incredibly food-rich map. I was going to say startup food. So everyone starts, instead of the usual number of deer, everyone starts with 8 available deer, 12 berry patches. So take a look. You have your 6 over here, 6 over here. No fewer than 15 small herdables, 14 for JorDan because he's already been working on a few of these, and 3 piggies instead of the usual 2. I think in this map it's a javelina, not a boar. I'll see if I can find one just very quickly. Nope, it looks like they both of them, while I was talking about their civilizations, have hunted them now down, but there are a few scattered. Yeah, it's a javelina on this map, so it comes with 340 food. And overall, remember, the Mongol hunters do work 40% faster. So I think on the whole, JorDan here, higher elo, I think his opening map base location is superior to the Vipers. And he's got that extra economic boost from the beginning of the game where his hunters work 40% faster. And this isn't a standard map where you get 3 deer. Here you have 8. So, oh, here we go. Let's watch these Mongol hunters go out. So I think on the whole, JorDan here, the favorite to win based on those 3 factors, the map presence, the Civ, and the Elo. But if you ever watch the Viper play, never, ever discount this player. This is an incredibly powerful player. If anyone can turn a disadvantage into an advantage with game sense, with skill, with strategy, it is the Viper. That being said, I will let the players speak for themselves. Viper tries to Viper gate this one scout from his opponent. Let's see what JorDan has seen of his opponent's base. Okay, just the edges. And now he's coming forward with a second scout, so he'll be able to see, oh, let's see if he manages to block this one villager, get a kill early on. No, decides against it. What has the Viper seen? Nothing. He's seen a berry patch. He's seen a house, and that's basically it. So vision here going to JorDan with 2 scout cav out on the map at the 10-minute mark. Both players are now in feudal. And let's see how they decide. Both players sitting on the exact same villager supply. Viper supply blocked for just a brief second until he finished this house. Both players going up to... Oh, no, I was going to say going up to scout cavalry, but no, it's only JorDan who seems to be interested in pumping out a huge number of scout cav. Viper happy to sit on a few spearmen. He's going to, I guess, play more defensive, although now finally building a second scout cav. Let's see what structures they've built to go up to the next age. 1 stable for Viper, no second structure just yet. I love this. If you're playing on any kind of map that has any body of water that allows you to build a dock, meaning not something like this, but rather something this sized, never a bad investment of wood. These fishing ships, once this is done, can create fishing traps, and then you've got a good source of food in exchange for wood, which is never a bad trade-off. Think of it as a farm on water, just a little bit more expensive. JorDan already, it looks like, has the 2 requisite structures at the top. What are we looking at? An archery range and a stable. He is now starting a construction project here to wall himself off. Has he must have seen the back. Yeah, so he knows that there's another gap here that he needs to close. Walls off the front, walls off the... I like this little... is this open here? No, it's not. There's a clump of jungle trees over here. And look at Yucatan. I mean, not only is it incredibly food rich for the beginning of the game, so if you're starting out, you know, this might be a good map to practice your herding skills and your gathering skills, just because there are so many more herdables and huntables on this map. But yeah, I mean, JorDan just... Let's see what he plans on doing. For now, getting economic upgrades. Viper, though, already has these upgrades and even more for his lumberjacks. He also... Oh, my goodness. Look at this, what I was talking about. Look at the amount of wood. And not only wood, but villager time. These 2 villagers have spent the last 3, 4, 5 minutes constructing this great wall of Viper here. And instead of working, instead of gathering lumber, instead of gathering food... I wonder if we'll see any kind of shenanigans with this body of water here in the center of the map. But yeah, Yucatan, very resource rich, especially in wood. Take a look at the mini map. I'm going to zoom out while JorDan tries to break into Viper's base. Take a look at all the wood here. Let me see if I can double click. 340,000 trees, and that's not even the full story. That's not if I add all these ones. It goes up to 350. So yeah, lots of lumber and lots of interesting locations for lumber. For example, this giant clump basically gives Viper this entire chunk of the map without having to defend it, unless JorDan starts bringing forward, you know, onagers and whatnot to cut down that forest. Okay, JorDan making a good progress here. Viper leaving this house for now. There's 1 archer unit. I would have liked JorDan maybe to bring a few more just so he can be annoying and try to stop any kind of wall off that the Viper wants to do. JorDan, though, a minute and a half or so away from being in castle. Viper nowhere close. Although he is going to trap this army. If you've watched my streams, you know I'm very cautious of entering little nooks like this because they can be great, but they can also be kill zones. Okay, destroys his own house, builds a fresh new one instead over here. does not want to give Jordan's archers any kind of foothold here to attack any lumberjacks. And now Viper shoos his opponent away and is safe for the moment, able to start gathering up the resources, able to start thinking about going up to castle without any kind of a harassment. Surprised he hasn't built a mining camp, although now he finally has 100 wood. And so, yeah, immediately. Let's take a look at the relics, actually. One thing I generally don't look at on Yucatan, but I mean, the Viper, I think, would do well to get a few of these relics if he's going to go heavy cavalry. 1, 2, 3. There's one firmly in the middle of Jordan's map, or rather base, and then there's one contested one here. So Viper has a relic next to his base, Jordan has one next to his base, and the rest are all scattered around the map, protected by the sacred jaguars of the Yucatan Peninsula. Now Jordan, tired of trying to get in through the north, is now trying to get in through the east. Viper's villagers are quite far, although will it even matter with one spearman? I mean, these guys can take on a spearman. I don't know why he's running away. Okay, yeah, never mind. He saw the second spearman. Oh, there's not a fight Jordan should take, even if you will. Okay, now here we go. He's in castle, and here come the Steppe Lancers. I absolutely love that these Steppe Lancers are making a comeback into the meta, although look how weak they are against things like spearmen, pike, halberdiers. But you love to see them. They're just such a fun unit. They're so fast. Look at the speed, 1.45, 1.55 for the scout cavalry, but still 1.45, not slow at all. Viper just circling his opponent's base. Has he seen his opponent's base? I mean, he's seen a bit of it. He knows where the main chunk of resources is. So we'll see what he decides to do with that information. For now, he is himself a minute and a half away from castle. Jordan using his advantage to build no fewer than 2 more town centers. So his population of civilians, of villagers, is probably going to skyrocket in the next couple of minutes from 39. Let's keep an eye out on that. Now he's being annoying to the north as well, poking. Now the beautiful thing about these guys is they can poke one tile away. So if this villager was here, for example, the Steppe Lancer could have poked at him. More and more blue dots streaming across the map. We've got a monk. Okay, so Jordan wants to get relics or convert or heal his units. We'll see what the monk is for, although he's getting straight for the relic, so we know what that monk is for. Has he seen this relic here? Yes, he has. So Jordan playing beautifully. Always, I like to say, go for the relic that's further away, just because it's the more risky. And so if you can get it, why the hell not? Oh, one poke at this villager takes off 8 HP from this Steppe Lancer. And now Viper building a secondary wall. This is a lot of cavalry here for our Mongol player. 8 Steppe Lancers, 4 Scout Cav. Take a look at the army count, 15-2. Viper turtling up. Every time I post a Viper video where this happens, where his army supply is basically low, there's always somebody in the comments who yells, turtle, turtle, greedy, greedy. In any event, the Viper is playing as the Viper plays. For now, in no immediate trouble. There's no ranged units with these cavalry. There's no siege units with these cavalry. And so all he needs to do is keep building houses, keep building structures, but eventually he'll run out of room. Or if he wants, he can just start building monks to shoo away these units. Is there a gap here? Does it not look like there might be a gap between these two houses? Take a look at this white corner here. I don't know. In any event, a university now blocking, gets a convert on a Steppe Lancer, and immediately that Steppe Lancer dies to 10-1 odds. Surprised Viper didn't take any of his huntables. I mean, are all 8 deer still here? Yes, they are. And now coming in from a different angle, I mean, Jordan is just trying to get into this base so bad. Let's take a look at his actual production facilities, because we know he has 3 town centers, but how many stables does he have? 2 only. Okay, so we're still in the in fairly early stages of castle, I would say, or mid stages of castle. Early mid, let's call it that. Let's split the difference. And so production facilities, oh god, look at this. This is so beautiful. This is how you want to play with docks. First tile from the dock is your fishing ship. Second tile is the fishing trap. And so take a look at how many fishing ships. This is basically 10 fast farmers that he's got. But he's got to be careful. I mean, at some point he's going to have to build up his military count. He's got 1 Steppe Lancer leading 2 away. Basically a few pokes away from death. But my god, has he managed to distract these 2 Steppe Lancers with this one. He's managed to distract these 2 Steppe Lancers with a scout cavalry. Fantastic play here by the Viper. Just fantastic, keeping Jordan far, far away from the juicy insides of his base. He does not want Mongol step lancers here with their extra HP, their quick movement. Another town center going down for the Viper. I like the location, not ideal, but on a map that's this kind of closed off, it's not a bad location. I mean, you lose a few tiles here for farms, but the safety that these two town centers give you, especially when your opponent is trying to bust down your front door with cavalry, being able to shoot at the cavalry with multiple town centers. Oh my god, is this Jaguar gonna... I recently found out that the even animals, the aggressive animals, get a high ground attack bonus. Okay, he's gonna shoo away these scout cavalry. Probably better use those monks here. Yeah, Viper needs to gate immediately, and that's exactly what he does. Fourth town center in the meantime going down for our Mongol, a university for him, continuing to get economic upgrades. Not a single military upgrade for these units yet. Take a look at the top right of your screen. Viper ahead with a +1 attack. Although now he is in castle, and like I said, Burgundians the only civ in the game to be able to get cavaliers in castle age. So he's trying to fight these step lancers with heavier cavalry, which is a unit that they are not good at dealing with. These are light cavalry units, I believe they're classified as. They do not do well against things like, as I mentioned, pikemen and halberdiers. And another thing they don't do well against is heavy cavalry, like a cavalier, like a paladin, like any kind of elephant unit. And so, okay, Viper, more stables. Let's take a look at how many stables. 4 stables for him. Okay, so he's going to be able to start pumping out, I'm assuming, cavaliers. He's getting more and more upgrades for his cavalry units. First 2 knights in the production tab, and here we go. Take a look at his very, very focused upgrade. Ledger over here, cavalier, chain barding armor, iron casting. His opponent, though, going up to Imperial at the 28-minute mark of the game. A castle. Very defensive castle. Not a fan of this location at all. If you lose this high ground right here, that castle can go down very quick to any kind of trebs or bombard cannons, etc. JorDan disengages for a while, wants to, I guess, maybe upgrade his step lancers to maybe elite. We'll take a look at what he does in a minute and a half when he gets to Imperial. Okay, Viper doing a very good job using very few monks to shoo away his opponent. I mean, you could ask, how come 2 monks can shoo away 12 step lancers? Oh my god, I knew that there was a gap somewhere. I don't know if this is the right place. Maybe here? There definitely is a gap, right? I mean, Viper just got out of his own base somehow. But here come the Cavaliers. They're gonna... Oh, first of all, they have to contend with a monk, though. Oh, loses 1, does the Viper, but he'll get his revenge by getting rid of that monk. Now, for some reason, they are on stand ground. Sour here for the Viper, but does he care? He is now moving out with his own cavaliers. As I mentioned, oh god, these monks very exposed. It seems strange that you can shoo away so many cavaliers with monks, or step lancers with monks, but remember that, oh my god, why is he even attacking? He can really just go in here. He must have seen where the Viper's units are coming from, no? But even with 2 monks, you pick 2 of these guys off, their army kills them, your monk regenerates, you pick 2 more off and 2 more off. And here we go, Mongols producing camels. Take a look at the production tab for our Mongol player. He's got 1 converted cavalier. He's got his own light cav. He's building Mangudais, camels, step lancers. Conscription is being researched. These guys are going to be produced much, much faster now. Army supply, not as bad as it was before, but still very much in favor of JorDan, who takes an engage here. I think he's going to decimate the Viper here with a mix of these camels and step lancers. Viper with the stronger unit, but not the numbers. Although, does he care? He's streaming more and more yellow cavaliers across the map. Yeah, these reinforcements are going to make the difference. So where he didn't have numbers originally, now he has numbers with reinforcements. And these camel riders not upgraded at all. Something I did not even consider looking at. I mean, again, JorDan just so hell-bent on getting to Imperial, I guess, that he is just ignoring all of the upgrades for these guys from the... when I say upgrades, I mean stable upgrades. I don't mean, you know, things like Bloodlines, which he obviously got. Take a look at the HP, 120 HP. Similar to the Cavaliers. Burgundians do not get bloodlines. That would just be that would just be unfair to anyone playing against the Burgundians in Castle Age. Castle for the Viper going down. Wonder if we'll see Custeliers. And heavy camels here for our blue Mongol. Okay, so once these heavy camels are out, the dynamics are going to change completely. And these cavaliers are going to have to run away. I mean, heavy camels are a great unit to be able to decimate entire lines of cavaliers. Building a castle here, protected against these cavaliers. Yeah, one villager turns around, completes the stone wall. Okay, and now the army supply is more even when once Viper completes the next round of production of 8 more cavaliers, he should be in a good position here. I mean, he's got to heal some of these up, though. Take a look at the HP. He's down about 400 HP, about 20% of their HP down. Okay, now he wants to get in. JorDan with the secondary, tertiary, and I don't even know what the word is for the fourth. Quadrutiary? Did I just make up a word? I don't know. But my God, take a look at that. How many houses here are here to stymie, to block up the Viper's attempts? But Viper from the north, from the south. JorDan, though, pulling a good amount of villagers. Too little, too late. Oh, no. And there's going to be a massacre here. Let's take a look at the villager kill count. It was at 3 a second ago. Now it's at 7, 10, 12. And it looks like he's breaking down the defenses here to the north. 12 kills. So 9 villagers just died. Although, again, with the heavy camels, finally some upgrades on them. Okay. Decimates his own villager count here. Does JorDan, finds a few, although camels notoriously shitty at taking down buildings, so no real point in keeping them there. No villagers. Man, Viper's just pushing the issue. He is 2 minutes away from Imperial. JorDan, I leave it up to you. Let me know in the comments if you think JorDan used his massive time advantage. I mean, he got to Imperial light years ahead of the Viper. Oh, loses a bunch of camels for nothing except a few cavaliers. Not a good idea to engage. Camels again. Take a look at their pierce armor. Starts at a massive 0. Now, these are not Hindustani Imperial camels. These are just your average run-of-the-mill heavy camel riders. Another town center going down for Viper, 3 tiles away from the edge so he can build a farm. And now he wants to secure the gold. He knows how important gold is for a map. On a map like this, for a player like the Burgundians. Although blue now sees this train of villagers, so he knows that he can immediately goes to intercept. But how many freaking cavaliers have something to say about it? 21 cavaliers have something to say about it. Now JorDan takes a terrible engagement, but does he care? Here come the Mangudais. They're not going to be the best at killing cavaliers. Maybe bring these camels up north as well, but yeah. Oh, they're very good at killing cavaliers when they're streaming in one at a time, though. Let's look at the upgrades on these guys. +2, no defensive upgrade. Finally, bracer, thumb ring. Okay, JorDan is starting to get an army that's going to be very difficult for the Viper to engage with. Although Viper getting Burgundian vineyards, all of these farmers are now just also going to start generating gold. And we are 2 minutes away from seeing Burgundian paladins. Not perhaps the strongest paladins in the game. Again, missing bloodlines. But with the availability of all these blacksmith upgrades for them, should be pretty fun to watch. Okay, JorDan managed to get into Viper's base, but a very quick castle going up managed to stymie those efforts, so JorDan has to back away. But look at the army count again, 51 to 20. Viper going up to 139 villagers, 140, sorry, rather civilians, not villagers, because that does include all these fishing ships. My God, look at this beautiful, how many is it? 17. I mean, talk about using every square inch of available real estate. The Viper, fantastic play here. Does JorDan have anything on the water? He does not. I thought maybe this little blob on the minimap was something, but no, it's just a standard gold patch. 56 to 25. Let's take a look at army composition. Elite Mangudai on the way. And Paladins, where are all the... Oh, let's take a look as they turn into Paladins. You love to see it when a unit upgrades. Oh my God, 160 HP. He's got to get the final attack upgrade. 14 plus 2 is great, but not as good as it can be. Another town center going down for the Viper. You know what that means, right? When a Sicilian player builds a shit ton of town centers, you know that the crusade is coming. if a Burgundian builds a shit ton of town centers, you know a Flemish revolution is coming. And that's the upgrade that I talked about. The craziest, in my opinion, craziest upgrade in the entire game, where all your villagers become militia, or rather Flemish militia. And now he shoos them away over here. Still not fully upgraded. Finally getting blast furnace, but my god, that upgrade takes a minute and 40 seconds. So 100 seconds to research. It is a long upgrade to get. Yeah, take a look at Viper. He's getting infantry upgrade, getting arson so that his Flemish militia can tear down structures even faster. JorDan with a very annoying little attack here as the players both disengage. You know, for 4 scout cavalry or 4 light cavalry, not a bad amount of scouting here for JorDan. And what is Viper getting? Herbal medicine. Okay, so he wants to be able to garrison his very damaged paladins, although these ones look fresh. Where are the rest of his paladins, actually? He wants to be able to garrison all his units and heal 6 times faster. Finally, blast furnace for him, but take a look. He is a minute and 30 seconds away from that upgrade being finished. Will JorDan even give him enough time? Though here he comes with 2 trebs of his own. Both players supply blocked, or supply capped. Hussars being upgrade researched for our Mongol player. Masonry. Viper wants to make his buildings as strong as possible. Guilds. Okay, he wants to be able to balance his economy. Again, a fancy schmancy way of saying buy some resources, sell other resources. My god, Viper is just, his reaction time is just so incredible. And this is why he got herbal medicine, because all of these paladins were in this castle, so now they'll heal 6 times faster. I mean, look at his reaction time. Not only does he know when an opponent is approaching him, but he also knows where an opponent is going to go. So he knew that JorDan would go south, immediately gates it. I mean, this is the kind of game sense. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. He might be not he might not be the favorite to win in terms of Elo, in terms of Civ on Yucatan, and in terms of base spawning. But my god, I mean, never count the Viper out. Although now he might be trapped here with these camels. Oh, what a fun battle. What an absolute fun battle. What a massacre of Burgundian paladins. Although a good amount of camels going down as well. HP also taken down by about 300. And now JorDan showboating, saying, "Ahaha, look at my Mangadai. Try to come at me, bro." And now 2 trebs start shelling away, but the Viper nonplussed. Oh my god, what the hell is this? 5 trebuchets of his own. JorDan trying to make sure that he can attack without having any kind of Viper headache backstab, but this is exactly why the Viper is attacking. And we have now just finished right as I clicked away from it, the Flemish Revolution. Take a look at the supplies at the top of your screen. 170 army supply for the Viper. Let's see what he does with this. Remember, these guys are going to be very, very good against the Mongol. Take a look at their attack bonuses. 6 against camels, 8 against cavalry. So this might be the ace in the hole that the Viper needs. Look how quickly, I mean, these Hussars are just melting. And just look at the yellow streaming across the map here. Like I said, this might be the ace in the hole, unless he just throws them away here. I mean, Mangadai can snipe these guys for days behind a wall. But let's see what he can do. Finally, both players at max upgrades for their cavalry units. Oh god, he's throwing away so many Hussars, is JorDan. I mean, that was just a waste. Oh my god, look at all these Flemish militia. How many do we have in this one screen? 111. When's the last time you saw 111 army supply on one screen? And now they're taking on Mongolian camels. Pro tip, when you do a Flemish revolution like this, always make sure you have money in the bank. We will rewind once this game is over, because I do want to see how much food Viper had. You always have to make sure you have a lot of food in the bank when you do a Flemish revolution, so that you can start producing villagers again, unless you have no intention to and you just want to do a Flemish revolution. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you GG. And now they're taking on Mangadai, closing the ranks. These Mangadai have to retreat. Yeah, they're gonna oh, okay. So this is what I was talking about. Generally with the Flemish militia, you either get the immediate bang for your buck or you GG. But let's take a look at what happened there. I want to see how far back do we have to go to see that Flemish militia. Wow. I mean, you usually love to see something like a Flemish militia. Okay, so here we go. So Viper starts researching it. And look how fast of a research it is. It's like almost instantaneous. And now let's keep an eye out on these villagers. Let's take a look how cool this is. Sorry, I'm fanboying out on Age of Empires. I love this game so much. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. All of these guys are now Flemish militia. Let's pause it. Now what happens when they become Flemish militia is all the resources that they were holding immediately go to your coffers. So Viper here sitting on 1,200 food, which will allow him to build, what, 24 villagers? So not terrible. But wow, look at that. All those Flemish militias. Plus, he's got these fishing ships as from before. So he's good for food for a while. He's got 2,400 wood in the bank. And then ultimately, though, just did not accomplish, I guess, what he wanted to. Let's fast forward. Okay, so he loses the battle up here. And in come the Flemish militias. I wonder if Viper waited a little bit too long. Maybe he should have moved his villagers forward before the Flemish Revolution happened. But now he engages here. All of these guys are going north to the north side of this lake. We'll call this lake Backwards Sea because it's shaped like a backwards sea. I mean, in theory, Viper should have done really well here, no? I mean, these guys with their attack bonus against camels and cavalry. But JorDan doing the only thing he could to defend himself, which is split these guys up and then run away with your faster units. Look how slow the Flemish militiamen move. 0.99. So slower than even a pikeman, who I think moves in a 1. So JorDan can keep kiting these guys for days. 40 elite Mangudai, fully upgraded, by the way, with a castle to support on the right. These Flemish militias don't stand a chance. I think Viper knew that he was being pulled apart a little bit here, and now these Trebs are in danger. Although I'm sure if he turned them around, moved them back, these militias, these Flemish militiamen could have saved it. What a cool unit with the little hat and little tiny, not exactly a spear, not exactly a pike, but just enough of a pole arm to be able to take down cavalry units. Do they get any of the other attack bonuses? Let's take a look. Standard building, of course, Eagle Warriors. Interesting that they get an attack bonus against fishing ships. Oh, I love this game. So many little nooks and crannies, ins and outs, but overall, wow, what a fun game. Let's take a look at the stats. I mean, before that, I mean, as I started to say before I interrupted myself, if you watch my streams, you know I interrupt myself quite a lot. I also love their little outfits. This is a very fun unit, especially in the Viper's yellow color. Very cool unit. There you go. I did it again. I interrupted myself. I wonder, though, why he moved away from mass paladins. He's fully upgraded paladins. But yeah, let's take a look at the stats. 142 Flemish militia. Not a surprise. 92 hussars. Holy shitballs. Look at the freaking APM on JorDan here. 300 APM. This man is playing StarCraft, not Age of Empires. And look at the time at 48 to 48:45. I'm assuming if I rewind, that's the moment where the Viper was pushing into here and JorDan split his Mangudai to the right, his camels to the left, and just forced his opponent to split up these slower units. I mean, if he allowed Viper to get a death ball and engage one-on-one with the camels with the Mangudai firing castles in support, Viper could have done a lot more damage. But as things stand right now, army count in favor of the Viper, but look at villager count. That's what I'm saying. You have to have food if you're going to do a Flemish Revolution in the bank, unless you decide to then... What were these guys doing? Why were there 11 of them just standing here? Did he produce them out of his town? Remember that now he can produce them out of the town center after he researches the revolution, the conscription. But yeah, incredible. Let's take a look at the statistics, because I do see that JorDan had 4 relics the entire game. Okay, so not a huge gold advantage, but just enough. 2,400 gold extra. Even with that extra gold, Viper did manage to mine more gold, more resources in total, about 83 to 75. So 8,000 resources more. He had this gold pile here to the north that he was taking. This, whatever resource was here, I think it was gold, also mined out. And the paladins died to the north. Yeah, I mean, the Flemish militiamen were just being pulled apart left, right, and center, these faster Mongol units. Like I said, look at this APM, though. Incredible. Peak APM 300. That's just absolutely bonkers. Kill count. JorDan has killed 217. The Viper has killed 187. Not a lot of casualties in terms of civilians in this game. Only 25 villagers killed by our Mongol. Only 17 killed by our Burgundian. But yeah, like I said, from the I suspected the Mongol 40% quicker herdables, or rather quicker hunting, allowed him to just put the pedal to the metal, put his foot on the gas, whatever expression you like, and just barrel his way through the ages. Viper, interesting, did not take any of these huntables. None, these deer. I'm very, very surprised at that. I wonder why. I wonder if he just knew that he was going to take these fishing ships and fishing traps instead. These 17 of them. This is fantastic. Like I said, anytime you can find a body of water, even something this small, you can build one dock here next to the fish or up to the north, and then just surround it like the Viper did. This is a classic master class of how to use docks in a map that's not a water-based map. So 17 extras, but you do need a lot of wood. Viper, no issue there. He's sitting at 2484 wood. Overall, though, what a fun game. JorDan just continued to try to bust into Viper's base here. Viper doing what a lot of people in my comments say, which is turtle and be quote-unquote greedy. Not sure if that's the right word, but definitely did turtle up. Lots of backup, secondary, tertiary wall-offs like our Mongol here. Take a look at all these houses, my God. Viper going up to castle, going up to cavaliers, going up imperial and paladins. You love to see that. Still has 7 left, 68 Flemish militia. But like I said, that he has the army advantage. But what can you do with this if your opponent is sitting on 40 Mangudai? I mean, these 40 Mangudai can single-handedly and easily kill and destroy this entire army that the Viper has. I mean, 26 militias here and 6 Trebs are not going to last long against 40 elite Mangudai with full upgrades at a speed of 1.54. They can literally run circles around these Flemish militiamen. But overall, what a fun struggle. Viper defending as most of us probably couldn't. I mean, if I was playing, JorDan would have gotten into my base. What are we at, the 50-minute mark? Yeah, about 35 minutes ago, and just destroyed it with his step lancers. But my God, did the Viper take a beating here. Managed to hold the line to the north, even though, again, I suspect that some of these, I mean, this definitely looks like it's open, right? It looks like there's an alley here and then an alley here. So maybe JorDan not perfecting the scouting that he needed to find all the little gaps. But when you're playing a player like the Viper, I mean, what are the odds that he makes any kind of mistake or leaves any kind of gap like this open? If he left it open, it's probably intentional so that his units can stream out. And then if he saw JorDan moving in, I mean, it's the Viper. He probably would have taken a villager from a farm over here and immediately built a house or immediately built a wall over here. So not necessarily a mistake, not an oversight. It's possible that the Viper left this open on purpose, knowing how he can react as no other player can react, so lightning fast. But ultimately, the Mongol, the Golden Horde, was just too fast for our Burgundian Flemish militiamen. And JorDan takes the huge W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.